Okay, thank you. I am absolutely...
You're on mute.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Apologise.
Yeah, that's the right one, yeah.
Sorry. I am absolutely shocked and staggered to hear Councillor Charles's response tonight. I do question whether he actually wants to be a town councillor anymore, because he doesn't seem to contribute to town council meetings apart from when it suits him. I think it's appalling. So I think he needs to think about things very carefully. I wanted to just mention a couple of things looking at the agenda, which I'm just going to go back to. On item number 1, I think you've, sorry, is it 1 now, regarding the skate park?
14.
Sorry, 14. I am still concerned about the wording of the actual proposal. Obviously, I raised this at the Rec and Works meeting. I think it's the actual wording that concerns me, and Sue Mason made a point that she feels that the involvement by the council should be brief. So in other words, once that initial planning is done, the town council withdraws. Well, that's not in the proposal here. It's very open-ended, and it still says it is proposed to work jointly with the WAS group to progress the construction of the skate park with contracting and paying for enablement works that will be agreed with the WAS group to a maximum of £10,000. Well, it doesn't say that you're going to actually stand back afterwards. I still question why you need to work jointly, because this is a Portishead WAS venture. As a town council, it's great that you support it. It's great that you've given a grant, and I would actually support another grant if they applied for it. But I am concerned about that wording, working jointly. I don't see that it's necessary. Portishead WAS are quite capable of taking this forward, and it would prevent, if this proposal goes ahead as it is, I think it could cause problems politically, whether it's used politically at a future point in time, or whether it goes against the Wheels Park politically at a future time. I really don't see why it's necessary. I think take out those two words, work jointly, and put support. And if you are going to have a time when you withdraw, which is what Sue Mason said at the Community Matters meeting, then that needs to be built into that proposal. So that's that section. Taken part. Item number 13, the parking officer. It doesn't say anything about, in that proposal, being for Portishead only. And at a previous meeting, it's on video, Bob Bull categorically confirmed that the parking officer would be for Portishead and Portishead only. I don't see anything on that proposal that that is going to be the case, so I would like reassurance on that. With regard to the halls, it's intriguing actually listen to people's interpretation of the guidance. I've read the guidance, and in fact I've forwarded it on to a few people who actually use council halls, because I thought the guidance was quite clear. I don't think it was woolly in any way, and I wanted to read it clearly because I wanted to clarify the sporting aspect, and it very clearly says that exercise groups are separate to sporting teams and they can use halls. There's no problem with it whatsoever. And it's disappointing to hear Councillor Temple write that he doesn't think it's worthwhile sitting in a meeting, or it's safe to sit in a meeting for 3 to 4 hours with over 20 to 30 people. Well, I'm sorry, this is a council meeting. Now, social groups is very clearly defined as family and friends. Now, I'm not your family and friends. You may be friends outside of your work, but inside the council meetings, you are professional and this is your work. You may not all be paid for it, but it's your work. So I don't think there is any query over it. And it very clearly says in the guidance that venues can continue with greater numbers than 6, providing that no small groups within the hall mix in more than 6. So you can have more than 6 councillors in a hall, which is what you should be doing. And if you don't want to risk anything, then don't mix. You can socially distance at your end of the hall very easily without any problems whatsoever. Please don't use COVID as a reason for councillors not wanting to meet face to face. It really does concern me, and I feel that, as Mr. Maltby has said in previous meetings, there seems to be some sort of drive to not have face-to-face meetings. Don't use COVID, and I would have thought it would be a red letter day if we had 20 or 30 people in a town council meeting. Those days seem to have disappeared, actually. I think people have become quite despondent about meetings, and it's really important that you get those public back into the meetings, because you need them, because their ideas and their contributions are important, and you don't want them discussing all and sundry outside of meetings. They have got lots of concerns, and trying to get them along to a meeting is bad enough, but if you prevent it by continuing either hybrid meetings or virtual only, I think you're going to have a problem on your hands. I cannot see any good reason, but the guidance is pretty clear. I don't know why you're sort of stalling on it.
Okay,
Thank you.